Hi friends, it's Tilly, and today I'm starting a brand new project. I'll be making Doric from the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves. So let's get started. For Doric, I'm going to be building her from the inside out. That way I know every piece fits as I build her. Looking at her base, it looks like she has pants as well as sleeves that are not attached underneath the arms. I think I'm going to be using a unitard pattern instead, which will help me accomplish a few things. I can still have it not be attached underneath the arm, but instead have it be attached at the top of the arm. That way, when I'm wearing it, the sleeve won't slide down my arm, which is ideal because I find that very annoying. The second thing to accomplish is just having it be a base layer that's more easily laundered. I do this for any time I'm wearing a heavy dress that's hot, a corset, armor, leatherwork, anything that you want to protect that's a little bit harder to clean. It's nice to have a cloth base layer that you know will just capture that sweat and you can throw it into the washing machine every single time you wear it. So to accomplish both of those things, which is great. That being said, let's talk about the pattern. For my pattern, I'm going to be using Simplicity's 8670. I'm excited to try it out, and it also has a V-neck option, which is really nice because Doric's tunic is a V-neck, and that way it won't show through to the other side. I'm also hoping it just fits a little bit better than the last unitard I built, which was Black Widow from the Yaya Han pattern, and it just didn't fit great. So that being said, for fit adjustments, I'm going to be transferring all of the pattern pieces from the tissue paper to craft paper, and that way it's just a little bit more sturdy. When it comes to cutting out, I can do a bit more alterations. I can trace over pattern pieces as I need to more craft paper. It's just easier to work with overall. So the first step will be to transfer it over to craft paper. Once we have it to craft paper, I do have some spandex in my stash left over from Halloween. So we'll go ahead and then trace and cut out onto the spandex for our mock-up. I'm going to be just doing it as a base unitard pattern because I want to see how it fits first. I'm not sure I have enough black, so if I don't, then I might be throwing in some orange in there, which is very Halloween of me, but we'll go ahead and trace and cut out the spandex. Great, the next step is to go ahead and overlock all of those cut pieces. I'm going to do the orange in the red thread cones. It's not ideal, it'd be better to do it in orange, but I'm trying not to spend any additional money for this part of the project itself. So we're going to overlock in red, and then I can change over the color for the black pieces. Before I overlock the facing pieces, I first iron on the interfacing. With everything prepped and ready to go, I can now start putting this together. The first thing I'm going to stitch is the center front to the side front. Next, I'll stitch the side backs to the center back and iron. Next, I'll go ahead and stitch center back. Next, I'll go ahead and stitch the back and front together at the shoulders and then at the side seams. I was kind of nervous because the last time I stitched this fabric was Halloween and I was in a super time crunch and it wasn't cooperating very well, but honestly, now that I've been able to take my time with it, it's been not so bad, so that's good. Yesterday was a great success. We got a ton of things done, but the next step is to attach the zipper to the center front, and I unfortunately don't have one in the correct size. So I'm gonna put that part on hold for now and stitch together the legs first. Before I put each side of the pant together, I'm first going to hem the inner part of the leg. Next, I'll stitch the legs together at the inner seam and the side seam. Next, I'll grab my 1-inch elastic and cut out 2 5-inch strips. From there, I can attach it to each leg. Great, so I finished the legs up into the point of attaching them to the bodysuit. I won't attach them yet because I still need to get a zipper, and I want to put that in first before attaching the sleeves and the legs to the bodysuit. So what I'm going to do next is do the same thing with the sleeves, is just prep them for attaching it once I go out and get a zipper. I'll first start by basting the top of the sleeve in order to ease it into the armhole once we're ready to put it together. Put in the inner seam of the sleeve. And with the sleeves prepped, that means I am out of things to do for today until tomorrow. So, see you then. Good morning, it's day 4. I finally went to Joann's to pick up a zipper, so now I can put it into the bodysuit and finish the mock-up. Next, I'll stitch the facing pieces together at the shoulder seam. Next, I will stitch the facing to the neckline and clip the seam allowance so it lays flat. I'll first attach the legs and press. Then I'll attach the sleeves and press. Great, with the arms and legs attached to the bodysuit, it's time to try on, which I'm a little nervous about because the last time I made a suit, it didn't fit very well, so we'll see how this goes. All right, here's the mock-up. And overall, I'd say the fit isn't terrible. It's a little bit on the big side. And I'll start with kind of where everything is hitting, because vertically, I think everything is hitting really nicely. The waist is in the right spot, the shoulders. Vertically, I think, relatively speaking, everything's hitting me fairly well. The crotch is doing something a little bit weird, which is not hitting me in the right spot, but I think it's just a little bit of extra fabric that's folding weird, so I'll take a look at where it's interacting with the zipper and all of that to see if I can fit that a little bit better. And when I move it to the right spot, that shoulder hits a little bit better. It's still a little bit big, so I might make some adjustments there. And I did leave the armhole underneath open like hers would be. The other points that are interesting is it's definitely big. I can take a good few inches out of the back and have that fit a little bit better. The legs are not too bad. They fit well, the arms are good. I think what I'll do is end up, since they're a little bit long, I might open up the seam and just make it a thumb loop, since hers do have a loop at the thumb. So I think I might make some adjustments here and there, but overall, not too bad. I'd say this mock-up was a success. Great, and with my mock-ups complete, I can go ahead and start to decide on the fabric for Doric and what I'm going to be using to actually construct her bodysuit. So from here, thank you so much for watching. Look out for part 2 where I start to work on the bodysuit, and I think the gauntlets also might be next, so that'll be a lot of fun. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see how she comes together, and I'll see you next time.